Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with your general energies reading for the week of June 14th through June 20th. And I do want to remind you that all of these readings are general in nature, so please do take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. And for all of you that are liking and sharing, thank you so much. It really does help others who may not see these messages otherwise be able to see them. And for my subscribers, new and returning, thank you so much for all of your support. It does help me to be able to continue to put these videos and these messages out there for you. All right, let's go ahead and see what the general and overall general energy for this week of June 14th through June 20th is. And we actually got two cards, both purple. The first one that came out is Debt Paid Off. The old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. So this is an overall energy. So it looks like you are going to be having some financial changes this week, even in this general energies. Isn't this a beautiful card? The butterfly, kind of a metamorphosis, a transformation as far as your financials are concerned. Beautiful, beautiful. The old weights are being lifted. Now, this could actually be in all different categories, not just as far as money. Debts being paid off in general could be in the form of paying back or paying forward, right? Paying back things that have been done for you, or people who have actually really inspired, helped you, mentored you. You could in some way or another be paying them back, something that has been weighing on you, a memory, a thought, perhaps a grievance, or regret in some way could be lifted this week. This week is appearing to be a week of miracles of sorts as the old weights are being lifted. And as far as money goes, it looks like potentially there might be some money coming in where you may be able to pay off some old debts in that form as well. So let's go ahead. Now I have my trusty, beautiful little heart rock here, and I'm actually going to set this behind. I'm going to set the card there so that it can be seen throughout the reading. So overall energy. Now the second overall energy card that popped out, brilliant color. Look at that, the color of royalty. In fact, many say that brilliant purple. This one is pregnancy. The birth of a child brings great blessings to you and to the world. So this could be, actually this is saying the birth of a child. So some of you might be having a baby, or somebody close to you is having a child, a baby, and it actually is bringing blessings. Sometimes we can feel, as far as children or babies are concerned, that they are sometimes a hardship, or sometimes we hold off on having children till the right time. And this card is indicating that really there is no right time. And that pregnancy is a blessing in itself, right? For many people. Now take that as that resonates for you. This also could be a pregnancy of a new idea, a blessing coming in for you as far as a new idea, a birthing of something new into the world or into your life. So take that as that resonates. We're going to attempt to get them both to stand up here if we can. They are a little bit heavier for my little heartstone back there. Let's check it out. See if we can get them both to stand up. We will continue to move forward. All right, let's see what else the mermaids have to offer for this general reading. What else does Aquarius need to know regarding the general overall energy for this week of June 14th through June 20th? What else is coming in for them? The beautiful overall energies, debt being paid off in whatever capacity that is, and pregnancy, whether it's an actual real true pregnancy and the birth of a child, or a birth of an idea, right? Being pregnant with the idea and birthing it into the world, it is bringing those blessings to you. So what else do the mermaids have? Go with the flow. We have go with the flow. We have innocence. Perfect. That goes right along with pregnancy, whether it's a child or an idea. and truth. Truth. So the first card here is go with the flow, and blessings are coming in, right? Blessings are coming in several different forms, in the form of an idea of a child being born, in the form of debt of whatever capacity that is being paid off. Go with the flow. Flow with that. Sometimes when blessings come in or wonderful things happen, we begin to have this idea that, oh, the other shoe is going to drop, or that sort of thing. So make sure that you are staying on top of your mindset. Make sure you are staying on top of your internal and your external dialogue. Don't maybe what's coming through is we often the word joking, we jokingly say things, and can actually manifest those into our reality. So Spirit is indicating here that just go with the flow with it. Let good be good, and don't wait for that other shoe to drop, because that doesn't always have to happen. Though sometimes when we are kind of holding an intention, or telling ourselves or thinking, oh, things can't ever be this good, things can't stay this good, that's what we tend to call in. So Spirit is indicating that you are being asked to go with the flow and to trust and believe that good things can come and be there and show up for you and your life. So continue going with the flow this week, or start, if you haven't been, going with the flow, as Spirit is indicating that everything is working in your favor. And then we also got innocence. So in this, it's being indicated that the innocence is in you. You're being asked to go kind of go back to, or to remember your childlike innocence and the childlike curiosity that you once held. That innocence and that curiosity, when we believed that everything in the world was possible for us, that we could do anything, create anything, be anything, right? A box could turn into a rocket ship. It could turn into an office, just a plain cardboard box, right? You're being asked to return to that innocence. Before, potentially for some of you, the world felt like it was so hard, or your life felt like it was so hard. Return to that innocence, to that curiosity, to that time when everything was really seemed simple, right? Was simple for you. Return to that innocence this week. Continue to go with the flow. Let things be easy for you. And then the next card we got is truth. Truth. It is being indicated that reverting back to that innocence, going with the flow, is actually going to remind you of your own truth. It's going to remind you of the truth that you held. Sometimes, we kind of forget, and I don't like to use that word very often, we kind of forget what we had hoped for, dreamed of, envisioned as a child for our life as we grew up. And many of us didn't follow those, those innocent ideas, follow that curiosity. We got hardened by the world, and harden's a tough word, but and we forgot the truth of who we are. So it's time to remember who you are and your own truth, what it was that you were wanting to do or be, create, have when you were a child. What was the occupation that you wanted? What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were a child? And did you do that, right? Did you do that? It's time to go back into your own truth. Go have a deep dive with yourself and remember your truth. Remember who it was that you were kind of potentially destined to be, because our childlike self, our innocent self, is actually the truth of us, right? The truth of us before everything changed and we were, kind of guided into beliefs or ideas about the world that may not actually be ours. You're being asked to go back into that truth. And with that truth, often, or with a birth, a pregnancy, a birth of a new child, often we are remembered of that truth as we see how small and fragile the baby is, right, when it is born, and even as it's small and growing up. And we remember how curious they are, and how everything is kind of a blank slate when they are born, and that they, and in they I mean us, we are taught to think certain ways, to believe certain things, to act certain ways, and that we can definitely go back to our truth, our innocence. We can go with the flow, be curious again, and we can go back to that time and create or, manifest. Ooh, that's too many. Or manifest or begin to be the truth of who we are. All right, let's see. Your situation is about to change. Well, of course it is. I feel like we've already covered this a little bit. So, your situation is about to change, and it is about to change for the better. The old weights, the old habits, right? Going back to your innocence, going with the flow, tuning into your actual truth is actually the things that you learn, the patterns, right? If you choose to follow this kind of idea that Spirit is laying out here, those old patterns, those old beliefs, those old thoughts are the weight of them are is being released, right? It is being lifted from you and from your life and your truth and your innocence. For those that this resonates for, or for those that choose to dive a little deeper within themselves to remember their innocence, remember their curiosity, and look back in for their own truth, going with the flow, it is going to be a blessing for you, a blessing in so many different ways, including financial and love, as pregnancy does include love for the most part, right? Let's see, what else do we need to know? Remember to say thank you. Yes, of course. Always remember to say thank you. Appreciation for the universe, appreciation for the divine, for spirit, for yourself, for others. Oh my goodness, these just keep wanting to jump out. Oh, and I just put them in that way. So, all right, reflect on what you are believing. This goes in so beautifully with truth. What are you believing? Are you waiting for the other shoe to drop? Are you waiting, are you going with the flow? Are you getting back into a childlike innocence, into that curiosity? Are you believing that miracles can happen? Or are you waiting for the other shoe to fall? Like I was saying earlier, reflect on what you are believing and whether what you're believing is helping you, if it's benefiting you, if it's doing something for you or not, right? Reflect on that. Is it bringing you forward? Is it moving you forward? Is it getting you out of the old habits and lifting that old weight that no longer belongs on your shoulders? Or is it keeping you stuck in that? All right. And what else do we have here? We have forward planning and thinking. So this actually goes right in with the pregnancy as well, right? As I was talking about before, sometimes we think that there's never a right time to have a child. Sometimes we think that having a child will do what have you, if we're talking about the actual instance of having a baby, a birth of a baby. And yet we can plan ahead. We can't plan ahead for everything. Being a parent, being a human being, being here in this world right now, none of that comes with a manual. We don't get a manual that tells us. We do the best that we can, and we get the learning and the growth and the lessons. All of it is a blessing, right? All of it is a blessing. And then for those of you that are, feeling like there is a little bit of weight on the world, this card is actually pointing right to this one. Ask for help. Forward planning and thinking, ask for help. If you're having, feeling like it's a little bit difficult, I don't know why that is going in and out so much as far as the brightness and the darkness. I apologize for that as far as the camera goes. But forward planning and thinking, ask for help. If you are not sure about the next step or the next move, right? Ask for help. Lean on your tribe. Ask for support, guidance if you need it, right? We are doing some remodeling currently right now, and I have been going to a lot of stores to learn a lot of things. I've been talking to a lot of people at those stores, people that work there, other customers, that sort of thing. I've also been watching a lot of YouTube videos to gain knowledge, right? So I am out asking for help, and I am using the amazing internet, right, that is out there that offers support and help and information as well. I am learning, and as I learn, I keep moving forward. All right, so let's get one more card before we get into the lesson, our affirmation for the week and our overall energy for that we can focus on. So, who do you need to forgive? Who do you need to forgive? All right, this goes right in with this whole reading, right? Asking for help. And then we get who do you need to forgive? Sometimes we hold, again, that weight of the world on our shoulders, and we feel like we need to hold grudges, and that's actually not the case. We can forgive. That doesn't mean we have to forget, but we can forgive and let ourselves free of that kind of cage that we've been holding ourselves in. And, a lot of times, I tell this to my kids all the time, a lot of times we hold on to those grievances, right? And we are only hurting ourselves. And often it's our perception. And or I'm not talking about deep traumas or that sort of thing, but often it's our perception that we're holding on to about other people or situations, and those people potentially or in fact the situation that wasn't actually what was intended, or what happened wasn't actually intended, or maybe we don't have all the information. Take that as that resonates, as that won't resonate for everybody, as I do know that there are some people who just don't feel like they can forgive, and I honor that if that is you. All right, let's go ahead and get our affirmation for the week. What is the best affirmation for Aquarius for this week? What is the best affirmation for Aquarius for this week of June 14th through June 20th? And how beautiful is this? How beautiful is this? This goes right along with the other shoe dropping that I was talking about before. We need to release doubt. So our affirmation is, I release the need to know all the answers. I release the need to know all the answers. The answers come to you in the time that you need them. Remember, or maybe you don't, there was a saying that as soon as the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that is what this affirmation is kind of reflecting. I release the need to know all the answers. We get to move forward. We can ask for help, ask for support. We can do forward planning and thinking, and we can still be flexible and open. Your situation is about to change. Go with the flow. And remember, debt paid off. The old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. Plus, we have a new child that is being birthed, either an actual physical child or the birthing of an idea that is bringing blessings to you in the world, to you and the world, excuse me. So release the need to know all the answers ahead of time, because the answers will come, the steps will come as they are needed or as you need them. All right, let's check out what our lesson, or Aquarius's lesson for the week is. This lesson is a lesson that you can, there it went, that you can see how beautiful. I just love how these readings, this is such a beautiful reading for you, Aquarius. How you can, a lesson that you can use for this week and moving forward to continue this momentum. All right, so we got recognize your first thought, and how beautiful is that? Reflect on what you are believing. See how beautifully this all always fits together. I love the messages that Spirit, the divine, the universe bring through for each and every one of us, because they all flow so well, and they give us so much information. So recognize your first thought. And it does say today's lesson, but it says this is a day of intuitive practice. Yes, where you acknowledge that your first thought is your best thought, right? So your first thought, and I've said this before on this channel, your first thought is actually generally your subconscious telling you the truth, which we have the truth card here. And your second thought is generally your conscious mind trying to be very analytical and very literal, right? But change is here. Your situation is about to change, and that doesn't always look logical. Sometimes it looks illogical, and we get to go with the flow, and we get to tune into that and follow that and know that we are being guided, or trust that we're being guided. All right. I'm going to start reading this over because I went on a little tangent. This is a day of intuitive practice where you acknowledge that your first thought is your best thought and usually corresponds to your clearest intuitive voice and or your subconscious mind, the niggles, divine, universe, spirit, all of that. So your mission or your goal, if you should choose to accept it, is to pay attention to your intuition. Also pay attention to, let me see if I can get that focused in there so you can take a screenshot if you choose to. That is the back, this is the lesson, and this is the front. Recognize your first thought. It is always your truest thought, your most true, deepest thought. All right, and let's go ahead and see what energy or where we can put our focus, where we can focus our energy for the most benefit. Where Aquarius, I'm going to, this is the same card that keeps coming out through readings, not every single time, but the majority of the time, and it's shine. Aquarius, you are the star, right? You are the star. The star card is your card in the tarot, and stars shine, and you are always being reminded to shine, to shine. Let yourself bloom and blossom, to unfold, shine, be bright. Allow yourself to actually just take up space, take up the world if you choose to, and to be true to who you are, and to know that everything that you have to share with the world, everything that you have to share with the people involved in your world is beautiful. Allow it and trust yourself and let yourself shine. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I do intend that this resonated with you and for you, and if it did, please do hit that like button and share this video so that others can see the messages that might not otherwise. Also, make sure that you are subscribed and you hit that bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new reading, which is weekly. And I do wish you hope, joy, and love on all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you soon. Bye.